Hey friend, welcome back to our channel as we're nearing our 1-year wedding anniversary, which feels so surreal.
Crazy.
1 year ago, we were getting ready to leave for California to go to our wedding. And now we're in Tennessee. It's so crazy how things have changed. We decided to do a wedding Q&A, just help future brides, also do this for ourselves so that we don't forget the little details. And I asked on my Instagram story for you to send in any questions that you had about planning or just the wedding day, and you delivered. Thank you. So let's just jump right in.
Wait, can I start with one question?
Yes.
Is newlywed only the first year?
I actually Googled it, and it says like the first 6 months.
Oh.
But I think that
We're milking it.
we're milking it, yes. But I also think that it's just like, why not pretend that you're newlyweds forever? Just
True.
like, why does the honeymoon phase have to stop?
Okay, so we're newlyweds this year too.
Yep.
Can I say that maybe you planned a lot more of this? So I don't know a lot of the details. You said remember the details. I don't remember them already.
So then do you want to ask the question?
Yeah, I can ask you.
Okay.
All right, the first one. How was it finding and working with vendors planning from a different state?
That's a great question.
I did help with that. Go
Yes,
ahead.
you did help with that. So we were in Arizona and we were getting married in California. One of my best friends, Kayla, is a wedding planner, and yes, what Ryan did. She took care of everything. So she found the vendors. She was the one in communication with them. We did do the interviewing to make sure that like they were the right fit for us, but for the most part, she handled everything and it made it so easy for us.
I don't know if a key question is in here, but something that I wondered coming into it was how is it worth having a wedding planner? And
110%.
yes, if it's in your budget, it's absolutely worth it having someone who's been through the process, able to just like, okay, you got to do this. All right, we need to do this. Okay, what do you think about this? And she narrowed down online of the vendors. She would find the initial vendors and say, all right, here's 3 DJs. Go talk to them.
Yeah, and
So it
they're
was,
within
like,
your price
perfect.
point. Yeah, so we didn't even have to kind of like do
Yeah.
research. She's the best. Can't praise her enough.
Highly recommend.
Yes.
Slick. How many months out did you pick your vendors?
I would say a year out, especially now like with everything going on with like the craziness of wedding planning, like years in advance.
Yeah.
I would do it as soon as you get engaged, if not before. No, I'm just kidding. We actually did book our venue before we got engaged. So Ryan bought the ring, and then I was like, okay,
She's like, I gotta do it.
yeah.
There's 2 days left.
So
Nothing wrong with that.
no.
Did you DIY anything for the wedding?
Yes, I did our invitations, our save the dates, menus, all of the paper products, but we didn't DIY any of the like decorations, just the paper products.
What was your favorite part of the whole planning process?
Planning with you, like making
Oh,
decisions
thanks.
with you. I know you say that you didn't do a lot, but you were involved with like, it wasn't just like me running the show and you just being like, okay, here's
Yeah.
the card, like swipe it. Like you really were involved.
I
Even though you
think
don't.
with the guest list stuff was the most I was involved. Guest lists and seating and that type of stuff.
Mhm.
And talking to the vendors, I guess. So, yeah. But the details, that was her. My favorite part of the whole planning process, I think the day of, just seeing it all come together. The planning part is just like, whatever. This is insane how much people spend on this stuff. But the day of made it all worth it. How many guests did you invite and how many ended up coming? This was a little bit scary when you're going through like, okay, it's X per plate and we're inviting how many people?
I think we invited like 180 people.
So yeah.
And we only like, we were like, please only come
Yeah,
like
you invite more
120.
than the budget anyways, and say,
Yeah.
why am I doing this?
Mhm. Yeah, and because we were having a destination wedding, like my whole family's from New Jersey, all of our friends are from Arizona, and then Ryan's family was from California, but it was like, okay.
There was a lot of anxiety as those were going.
Because we're like, what if everybody says yes?
But it was perfect because it ended up down to like 125, which was like under budget, I think.
Yeah.
How did you budget for your wedding?
You want to talk more about this?
To quickly answer the question, we had an Excel document. We started tracking everything. At the end, it was just like outflow here, outflow there. We need this, we need that. And
Yeah. And as
started to just get overwhelmed.
Yeah, that's tracking. But like for budget purposes, like we sat down and like put in order all of the vendors that were super important to us, how much they cost, and then we kind of like chipped away at like, okay, this isn't important, so let's put more money here, or like let's just take it out completely and save money.
I think it's worth saying that we're very blessed to have parents that helped us with it as well throughout the process.
Yeah.
So that helped a lot. Who designed your dress? Well, that was me.
No. Martina Liana designed my dress.
How many dresses did you try on before picking your dress?
The dress that I picked was the fourth one that I tried on, and I will never forget that feeling inside the dressing room right as I was about to put it on. I was like, I'm just not getting that feeling. Like, I haven't felt it with any of these past dresses. Like, what if I don't find it? And I walked out and I just knew. That was just the feeling that I was waiting for. And there was a song by Ben Platt that was playing, and it's like a really emotional one. They did a great job with their music playing. But I started crying, and then everyone else started crying, and then we just knew. And then I tried on like a ton of dresses after that. I went to like a different bridal shop and just kept thinking about the one that I tried on before and comparing it to that one, so I knew that I had to go back and get it.
So I know you guys are really wondering, where did I get my tux too? Men's Warehouse.
Men's Warehouse was super helpful. All of Ryan's groomsmen lived in different states and they have stores everywhere, so they were able to like go in, get their measurements, and just get it shipped to either them or to the California store.
It was perfect. Where did you get your bridesmaids dresses?
Zazie? I think that's how you pronounce it? Yeah, they were awesome.
Where was your bachelor, bachelorette parties?
Mine was in Charleston, South Carolina.
Would you recommend it?
I would 100% recommend it.
Mine was in Breckenridge, Colorado. Wanted to go skiing, so it was awesome. Had a nice group of guys go ski. Tore up the mountain. Did you do a first look? Yes, and I highly recommend it.
Yes, it was really helpful for just the day too. And you get to spend more time with each other.
More pictures.
That too. But like, our ceremony wasn't until 5, so we would have spent all day not together until 5 o'clock to whenever. But we got to see each other at like
right?
1 o'clock. Yeah.
I didn't know that was how it worked.
Yeah. So we got to spend more time together.
It was great.
On our
I would
wedding day.
recommend it for sure. It was emotional. Do you have wedding regrets? No. For me, no.
No.
Do you?
My only regret is not packing my invitations for the photographer to take pictures of. Like, I worked so hard on them, and then we were in the middle of packing for a cross-country move, and I accidentally packed the extra invitations in one of the boxes, and day of, everyone's like, where's the invitations? And I was like, they're probably in a box. So,
all I have to say is good thing you're good at Photoshop.
Yes. My photographer was like super amazing, and she took a picture of like the flat lay where everything else was being photographed, and then just like left it blank so that I could Photoshop it in.
What was your first dance song? Falling Like the Stars by James Arthur.
Yeah, so
which was awesome. And before we did it, we took dance lessons, so we had this guy kind of help us choreograph it. I was like, this is something that's really worth it for me, because I feel not confident when I dance, in the past. So I was like, I want to be, 1, this is the time to do it. 2, I want to be able to feel good when I do it going forward.
And
so
it was
fun.
Yeah, it was a great date night too, leading up to the wedding.
Did you get emotional during the wedding?
Yes.
Yeah. We cried at the first look, walking down the aisle.
Yeah.
I think that was really it. The rest after wasn't like sad, or I guess none of it was sad.
It was all happy too.
I was sad. I was like, my life flashing before my eyes.
I think that I ugly cried twice. So I cried like the whole day, but I ugly cried at our vows, and then I ugly cried when I danced with my dad. So
Yeah.
That was like, oh, okay, I can get emotional thinking about it.
Best piece of advice for a wedding day?
Eat.
Eat.
Everyone gave me this advice, and like, you're super nervous, so your stomach's in knots and you're just not feeling hungry, but like, eat lunch and then try to eat dinner. Like, you paid for the food, you picked the food out, so just try to, and you're hungry and you're probably drinking, so definitely eat.
But what was weird was like, pictures are right around that sunset time, so we didn't even really get to eat when everyone else ate. It was like, go take pictures, and then we came back later and 8.
I also want to say, like, soak in the moment, like, soak it all in. Be present, just try your best, because it does go by really fast, and then you're a year out, and then you're 10 years out, and then 50, so just try to be super present, because it only happens once.
My advice is to not drink too much, just because it's like along all that lines. Like, I want to remember this. I don't want to be like, yeah, I blacked out on my wedding and I don't remember any of it.
Leading up to the wedding, I was like, Ryan, you cannot have mimosas before the ceremony, because Ryan has never won with mimosas, but you did awesome.
I made it. No mimosas made their appearance. Something you're glad you did that wasn't super traditional. Ooh, can I go?
Yeah.
Something we did that was not traditional was in the ceremony, had both sides of our families come up and like tink some wine. What's that? Cheers. Tink. I've never said
I'm gonna, anytime somebody goes to cheers, I'm gonna let's tink. That's funny. Yeah, we did a wine blending ceremony.
Yeah,
so.
Blending of the families, I liked that.
I did too. Another thing that we did that wasn't super traditional was we did like a blanket thank you for coming. We stood up, we did a little speech, said thank you for coming. Then we also thanked all of our vendors. I felt like they deserved a public thank you because they're the reason that we had this wedding and they did such an amazing job. So I think that it also just gave us more time to like enjoy the reception instead of like going to each table and being like, thank you for being here.
That's maybe another piece of advice is to thank the vendors, because a lot of them said, wow, like no one really says thank you. We're like, what? How far in advance did you send out your save the dates and your invites?
Save the dates, 10 months, because it was a destination. And then invites was 2.5 months before, maybe 3. And then we also like asked people to get back to us by like a month before so that we could like also have like the stragglers come in, and if like nobody sent it back, we had time to text them.
Another piece of advice there, which was something that she didn't want to do and I wanted to do, was I don't want to receive something in the mail, log it down, yes you're going, yes you want this, yes you want this, and transpose it 100 times, because we had to do that. Like I'll create a system that's like someone can go online, they could RSVP, they could say what they want, and it just outputs it once, so you don't have to like track all of it, because that was a pain.
Yeah, our friend who's getting married in August, she did that, and I gotta admit, way easier as a guest.
They don't have to think about it at all. It's just like, export this paper.
Another thing with the RSVPs that we got advice from our wedding planner with is to put like blank out of blank coming, because then that kind of eliminates the like assumption that they have a +1. So if you're only inviting like one person, you put like blank out of 1 so that there's no confusion and that you know exactly who is coming.
Was it hard to pee in your dress? Yeah, I peed all over it.
So disgusting. It wasn't that hard because my dress was really flexible. Like I was able to like pull it up, and then I had a bunch of fabric, so a friend that would come with me to the bathroom would hold it up for me and I would pee. But I feel like anything that's like huge and poofy would be like really, really hard to pee in. I feel like I don't remember peeing a lot. Like I maybe remember peeing like once or twice, but yeah.
I was gonna say that's a detail that I definitely want to remember. Hey, can you hold my dress? I can't see. I just picture you with your thing over your head.
No, they just like pull it up together. Peeing blind.
Top few favorite memories of the day. Ready, go.
Well, the ceremony.
Yes.
Obviously. First look.
Yes.
I feel like I'm gonna just like list the whole day. The wine blending ceremony.
Yep.
And then just like partying with our friends.
First dance, that was for me. Dancing with my mama. Seeing you dance with your dad was fun. Seeing family, seeing friends. I don't know, weddings are just so cool. Yeah. Especially as someone who was like, we don't need to spend the money on this. Looking back, I'm so glad that I did. I'm so glad that I felt like I was like, I don't have the money for this, and it worked out. Best thing you spent your money on? Video, I think, because we have it to watch back and it's fun to just see it every now and then.
Yeah, and I think also the DJ. I think being picky with the DJ and making sure that like they're not going to be like all about them. I feel like there's certain DJs that are like put the attention on them. But like ours was amazing. He was really funny, great personality, played awesome music.
I guess the music really sets the vibe too.
So he asked us to make a playlist of like songs that we wanted and didn't want, and like there was only a few that we like didn't want, but we didn't really make a playlist of the things that we wanted.
So
and
he crushed it.
Killed it. Like read the room. It was amazing. He was awesome. We'll put all of our vendors below so that you can check them out.
Worst thing you spent money on? I don't know. I had only one slice of cake, so maybe even one bite of cake, so that was the worst.
Yeah.
But the cake tasted good.
Yeah, the cake was good.
Cake tastings though, it's just like, I don't know. Cake seems like a waste.
They're very beautiful, but I feel like you could get away with like a Costco sheet cake in the back and like maybe like a fake styrofoam cake in the front, and like no one would ever know.
Did you do a guest book?
Nope. I found a custom Jenga set and asked all of our guests to just write like a little something or just sign their name on it, and now we get to play Jenga and read all of their fun pieces.
Would you do anything different if you could go back? Nothing comes to mind.
I feel like that's not good advice. Like, oh, we have nothing that we would change, but like, I don't know. The day was really perfect, and like honestly,
just
like,
be there.
Yeah, just be in the moment.
Did you two disagree on any wedding stuff?
I don't think there was any You wanna go?
I wasn't gonna say any real disagreement, but it just was always like, why do we have to spend this much there? Why do we have to spend this much here? It's like they're flowers are flowers, but I learned they're not.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that there was any disagreements, just budget.
Like, come on, let's
just
stop.
keeping me on track with the budget.
Yeah. Was making the seating chart hard?
Honestly, not that bad. No, I think it took us 2 hours.
Was the collecting of everything that was worse?
Yeah, definitely. But I think it took us from like start to finish 2 hours, and it was pretty easy.
When did you book your honeymoon? Like the week before?
Yeah, it was like maybe 2 months before. We had no idea where we wanted to go. We didn't know if we were able to go anywhere.
Where did you book your honeymoon to?
St. Lucia.
Yeah, so like you said, we didn't really know where to go or what to do. So once we found that it was something that was somewhat affordable, we went to St. Lucia and we loved it.
Yeah.
That's why we got Lucia.
Yeah, exactly.
She's named after our honeymoon. How soon after the wedding did you go on your honeymoon? I was eventful.
Yeah.
What was it? Our wedding was on May 29th. We drove back to Arizona
The next day.
And then my dad and I loaded up the truck and moved June 1st. And we started the drive cross country, made it to Tennessee June 3rd. Melissa flew in June 3rd. And then we had to go get our COVID tests like the next day. And our flight was leaving a Sunday, June 4th. And our tests, we barely got them. So it was eventful.
So we left like a week later.
Did you exchange gifts? No.
No, the wedding day was the gift. I like see the like idea of it, but it's just like you spent so much money. I thought about getting you a saxophone.
Ugh.
And then I was like, oh wait.
You could still get me.
I might for your 30th birthday. But.
Ooh. What kind of ceremony did you have? Did you have a priest marry you? Priest Benjamin.
Yeah. No, so we actually had our friend Ben marry us, which was really special because it wasn't a stranger that we had just met being like, oh, I'm gonna marry you. We got our friend to do it. And then we didn't have a religious ceremony. We did a wine blending ceremony. We actually wrote our whole ceremony ourselves. With the help of some templates online, and Ben. I think it was really special that we were really involved in like that process.
Did you enjoy the reception and dance a lot?
I felt like we were on the dance floor from the second that we finished eating and cutting the cake, and we were just like, let's go. Actually, one of my favorite moments from the whole night is I went up to the DJ and I was like, can you please play Doses and Mimosas? Because Ben actually got married a few weeks before we did, and they played it. It's just like a college song for us, and we all just raged.
Vibe.
It was,
it was
so fun. So that was another like highlight of the night.
That's the honeymoon song. It's a vibe.
It's a vibe, yeah.
Did everything go to plan?
I think so.
Yep. We're married.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Yep, that was the plan. But if something did go wrong on the wedding day, our wedding planner did not let us know.
What song did you walk down the aisle to?
Our bridal party walked down to an instrumental version of Turning a Page, which is ironic because our wedding hashtag was Turning a Page 2022. So it like was
21.
a play on it. 21. Duh. And then I walked down the aisle to a violin version of Can't Help Falling in Love. And then our recessional song was by Natasha Cole, This Will Be.
This will be. What type of wedding cake did you have?
We had a vanilla with strawberry inside and then a plain vanilla buttercream on the outside.
Yeah, detail that I don't remember. I wanted funfetti, that's what I remember. Too hard to find. Did you have kids at your wedding?
So we did no kids on our invite, but we did have 2 ring bearers and 2 flower girls, and then grandmas just took them away for the reception.
Did you write your own vows?
Yes.
We did. That was fun.
Yeah.
Highly recommend.
And we also sent our vows to Ben before the wedding so that he could read over them and make sure that they matched and that one wasn't like longer than the other.
What's cool about our vows is we both put like the same vision in it.
I was so nervous to put that in. Like it was something that only the 2 of us have talked about, and I was like, all right, you know what? This day, like I have to put my vulnerability aside and like I have to
put it out there.
Yeah, I have to put my vulnerability out there and like my nerves aside, and like this is about the 2 of us, and so I'm gonna share our vision. And then Ryan went first on his, and he started saying the same thing, and I just like lost it. I was like, okay, this is perfect.
What was your favorite memory of the whole day? Same time?
Sure.
1, 2, 3.
The ceremony.
Yes!
Yeah, getting to marry you was the best part of the day.
It
could have
was.
been, we could have eloped, but I'm so glad we did a wedding. And
Me too.
I'm so glad we did our vows in front of our friends and family.
Me too. Definitely worth it looking back. Even though you see the outflows, you're like, what is wrong with us? What is wrong with society?
Yeah, but
It's
it's all worth it, yeah. If you have any wedding questions, drop them down below and maybe we'll do a part 2.
Part 2.
But we will see you in the next video.
Ta-ta.